Okay. Um, Basically, there's not much more I can tell you about this other than, dig the manual out, kind of purge through it. We'll go over some things that, I've encountered. Basically the first machines that came out, these little walrus teeth right here, these are the reject bars. They break off. That's something that you need to keep in your inventory. Also, these little mirrors right here. For whatever reason, maybe it's they get worn out or somebody's put something on it that probably shouldn't have. But you can actually go to Hobby Lobby and you can buy that sort of mirror stuff that you can actually cut with a pair of scissors, and you can cut your own mirrors and put in these little slots right here, because it's important that these mirrors actually reflect the sensors properly, because you'll have like a reject sensor error or something that nature, and it's just a product of this thing right here. It's not shining back like it should. The thing of it is there's no adjustment that. It either works or it don't. Also, down here at the stacker, this thing will puddle up dust, right here, and especially inside here. Again, this is about cleaning it and things of that nature. And I've had some of these machines in some pretty crappy little environments where the room is kind of dark. And so you can actually cut you a little mirror, from that little sheet of mirror stuff that you can get from Hobby Lobby, and stick that thing right here. And it actually will aid in the sensor actually shining over on the other, the receiver part of the transmitter and receiver pair. Anyway, there is a clamshell right here that opens up. When you clean this thing with a rag, be sure not to beat on these things too much. I actually pushed on one of these to the point where the spring actually came loose, unbeknownst to me, until of course I got away from the machine. It kind of appeared like it was working properly, but when they're hammering money through something like this, something as subtle as the spring being out of place, will make a big difference in how it operates. You can actually run the main motor and clean these things with soap and water, but these things will get kind of gunked up. And I've noticed that these things, they must have been cleaned with something other than soap and water or alcohol, because a lot of these little rollers are actually kind of turning to goo. They're pretty expensive. I don't know, if we could get actually just a little hub part of it, because it's only the tire that wears out. You can actually get by if you have an O-ring, and you can actually stretch it over the bearing and kind of get by for a little while, but that's not a long-term solution. There's an encoder over here on the side. I don't know if you noticed that, but or can see it in the video. But again, when we talk about the basic money counting machines, all these machines have to be timed. They're timed with something, and if it's actually a sensor like that, it's got to be cleaned. So can't talk about cleaning your machine enough. But basically, like I said, it's all about checking the mirror right here. You may want to add another little mirror if you can find that stuff in the Hobby Lobby that I was talking about. It's basically a 8x10 sheet of mirror stuff, and you cut it out and you just take a little bit of glue and stick it in. We'll go part 3 here.